Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Alcest, Chants de L'aurore. It seems like Alcest is perpetually straddling the line of atmospheric shoegaze and post-rock with the heavier crunch of black metal or even post-metal. And for me, since Neige is so melodically gifted, so long as the compositions are well structured and gorgeous and the lyrics punch a bit deeper, I'll usually be on board. And thus, in a slight pivot from the heavier, darker crunch of Kodama and Spiritual Instinct, this is Alcest's most ethereal and soaring album in about a decade, albeit not the full shoegaze pivot that Shelter was, full of strident major chords and heavenly backing vocals with even touches of strings and piano, with slightly more deliberate drum work, but a thicker cushion of bass. The grooves are much stronger, and there's so many little melodic moments. The fantastic build to the child's cry on Komorebi that later anchors that gleaming keyboard motif before the acoustics pick up, later then echoed on the choral outro. My god, the outros on this album are all so goddamn ethereal and beautiful. The acoustics drifting into the reverb guitars and gleaming drums on the lead single L'Envol that ramps into the thicker bass and the metal riffs that proves that Neige can still sound convincingly raw in the screaming. The thunderous raw swells on Amethyste that pick up a really terrific driving groove and balance out the crystalline smolder really well, even as the synths slide in, to so many terrific phrases from the guitars on Flamme Jumelle and the coursing melodic gallop of L'Enfant de la Lune that just keeps finding new ways to get heavier and more distorted. And yeah, I know some folks have been less than impressed by the piano interlude Reminiscence as the rich, deep strings come in. I'm assuming it just might be flashbacks to Shelter, but honestly, I found it a welcome, really well-balanced breather, and the slight quiver in the piano work balancing out against Neige's voice was really touching and effective. I honestly didn't quite love the closing track, L'Adieu, as much as I was hoping, with so much of the same gleaming piano and strings and shining guitar. It's a strikingly melancholic ending where even within the arc of the album, it's a little bit more downbeat than I expected. Granted, it does fit the arc. Lyrically, while this album begins on notes of triumph and springtime, soaring above great depths, there is a yearning to be free of one's material form, stay within those glittering heavens, a feeling that we've always belonged there. And by Flamme Jumelle, it's revealed that someone has exited our protagonist's life and passed beyond, so we get that much more personal context to that longing. It makes more sense. It's why that song is followed by Reminiscence, and a hope that within the fey moonlight as spring might ebb away, a reunion might be found, although perhaps not yet, it's not sure, and it leads to that sad wistfulness. But you know what, in short, damn, this might be Alcest's best album since their debut, maybe even one of the best of 2024, threading the needle of texture and brilliance for this winsome yearning that it's twee, but I found it really charming, and that's before you tack on the earworm melodic phrases that are stacked up for miles. This is the sort of black metal and blackgaze that you can use to get people into the genre, while also saying that it's not merely a gateway album, but a shot in the arm that the genre seems to desperately need. I can't even say it's too pretty, because the grooves and the meteor snarl as the album continues on, they're what I've been looking for from Alcest for years now. In other words, I think this is really goddamn special. Please, give this a proper shot. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, share, drop comments, and subscribe. I will apologize in advance. My French is not the best. I'm fairly certain I bastardized some of that, but hey, it happens. I'm in Canada. I get some degree of a pass here. We have to deal with Quebecois fairly regularly. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. And if you guys have your thoughts, especially longtime Alcest fans, please leave them in the comments down below. And beyond that, if you guys want to get projects on my schedule coming up in July, or you just want to help support the channel or argue with me on my Discord, link to my Patreon is right over there. Don't feel obligated. Tough times, I understand. The option's available. Till then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.